Okay, this is sandblasted. I already showed you this. And I just wanted to show you, down here it was all scaly, and so when I sandblasted it's full of pits. And I use JB Weld, and I just kind of put a light coat on and I sand it off to get rid of the pits. And the reason I use JB Weld is because Bondo is like a talc based filler, and when Bondo gets wet it has a tendency of sucking up water, and that's why you end up with bubbles and stuff in your, like if you ever seen a car with Bondo in it, it always ends up bubbling, and then when you sand the bubbles away there's rust under the Bondo. That's because Bondo sucks up water. So I use JB Weld anytime I have to use it on sheet metal. I mean, you can't do body work with it, but you can fill in rough spots, and you can sand it down, because JB Weld is epoxy, so it's like a plastic, and I think it seals up, you know, so I don't think water will get absorbed into it. And so anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. You know, again, I did both sides, and you know, that's how I fill in the pits with that, and it'll keep water from sitting in those little, you know, pits, like little puddles, and you know, it'll look better. So, all right, that's it for now. All right, guys, I want to show you something that I came up with. I'm rebuilding the steering column for this tractor, and I guess a lot of tractor companies use these Ross steering columns. So John Deere and I know Cub Cadet use these, and they seem to have a problem. This one wasn't too bad, but what happens is the top of these things wear out, and then over years water gets in here and it fills this up with water, and it rusts everything out down here. The ball bearings up here were all rusty. The bottoms were sitting in grease, so they weren't bad, so I salvaged those. But I was trying to come up with a solution, and to rebuild it. They sell a kit online for like $100 to rebuild it, which seems like a ridiculous amount of money. I just took it apart and I cleaned it, and I bought new ball bearings for the bottom at a hardware store. It cost me about $3 or $2 for about 10 of them, and then so I cleaned those up. I cleaned up the races, so I'm all set down here. But then I was trying to come up with a solution for the top, because it was all worn out, and I didn't know what to do with the top of it, because this goes through the top, and then this is what holds it steady, and that's why the water got in, because there's no seal or anything up at the top, and the piece of metal that they had on it was like way too flimsy, and it got worn out, and then there was all kinds of slap in it, and water would run down in there. So this is what I came up with. It's cost me $3, and I just wanted to show you. I bought this bearing at a hardware store. Actually, I think I got it at Tractor Supply. It's got a 3/4 inch center, and it's 1 3/8 on the outside, and that almost fits in here just perfect. Actually, it does fit in there. There's a little bit of play, but it holds in there really well. See? All right, and then the center of that fits the shaft perfectly. It's the same diameter. So that's going to work great. And then what I did is I took the old retainer that was on it and I flattened it down. See? So now that's flat, and that's going to go over this. And then I cut out a piece of rubber. So now I have a seal. So I'm going to put the seal on top of that. I'm going to put this over that. I'm going to put this on there, and then when I push it in, this rubber is going to seal the water out of it. And I just think that's a great fix. This whole thing cost me about $5 to rebuild, and I just thought I'd show you guys that, because I thought this was a heck of a solution. I really like the idea of having a seal there to keep the water out. So but anyway, so there's what I did. So I just thought I'd show you. Better than spending $100, that's for sure. Alright, cool, thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this too. This is the cast iron grill housing, and this one was actually broken. It must have been a long time ago. I took it off. I didn't even notice it, till I stripped the paint off of it. But it's been welded there. There, actually, all four corners were welded, and probably from swinging the hood open or something, or that's got to be what it is. Anyway, I'm just using JB Weld on the front just to kind of feather in the welds. You can see it right there. That's where it is. And you're not even going to be able to tell that that there was ever anything wrong with it. In fact, when I took it off, I didn't even notice until I stripped the paint off of it that it was. So it probably happened a long time ago. And anyway, I just wanted to show you, that you can weld cast iron. The trick, I guess, for welding it is you have to heat up the cast iron before you weld it. And then somebody who welds and knows welding, they can repair them. So I don't really see anything. There's really nothing wrong with this. I mean, that doesn't bother me. You're never going to notice it anyway, and it's probably been like that for a really long time. And he did a good job. So once it's painted, you're never going to see it. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you. Okay, thanks.